Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all doing well. So today I'm doing something that again I've been wanting to do for a very long time. So I'm going to be filming a paint with me video. I bought this big ass canvas from Red Dot and I'm just going to be letting my creativity kind of go. I am a little bit sick, so if you hear me blowing my nose and whatever, I'm sorry if that bothers you. I like to have, I don't know why, but like with most of my paintings, they all have this kind of pinkish color as their background. I think it's just because I'm just attracted to that color and because it almost makes it look like a pink cosmic space. Because a lot of my paintings have a lot of celestial elements in them, have a lot of, I don't know, it's mostly like naked ladies in space, how I describe my painting to most people. And by the way, like I'm literally using just the cheapest like stuff, cheapest brushes, cheapest paints that I get from like Red Dot because I'm not a professional artist. I literally just do this for fun and because it relaxes me. I think that like people's art is their own version of their universe. And I think it's really beautiful when people have such a distinct style in their artwork, even if it's not conventionally, you know, good. I just think it's so beautiful to see people expressing their inner self and expressing the way that they are. Because when you create, you are creating, you know, a physical manifestation of what's going on in your head. And that is so beautiful for me in particular to see. I don't know why, I'm so obsessed with like finding out what people are like, what their inner selves are like. Oh, by the way, the playlists that I listen to when I'm painting are the ones that I've made, my own ones. So I like to use painting and Okio. Okio is like for when I'm feeling super spacey, so it's when I'm doing my even like weirder, kind of more psychedelic pieces. Let's do some like questions while I'm up here. This is so strange to me because normally I like, when I'm painting, I go completely into my own element, like I don't really think as such, like it's almost more of like a meditation state for me. Reincarnation. I'm super interested in this stuff. So there is some form of energy transfer when you do die, because think about it, right? When you die, you decompose, your body, your nutrients, your essence as such goes into the soil. And then from the soil, your nutrients are used to grow plants, fungi, assorted other things like that. From those plants, you get eaten by small insects even, or like larger birds, or even like larger animals, mammals get eaten and then they get eaten again by those animals. And some people refer to this as the circle of life, but it is that energy transfer, which I do believe to be a form of reincarnation. That's just like your physical self. I believe that there is your physical self and there is your inner self, or your true self in a sense. That is your consciousness, that is your brain, not your brain, your mind, your being, your soul, yourself, I guess. And I believe that that is what is recycled into other beings because everyone has that conscious soul. What is your job, and could you talk to us about meditation if you're doing some? Yeah, of course. So at the moment my only job is my YouTube, so this is like what I do for a living. Which is really awesome. I never really expected my life to go this way. It wasn't my intention for my life to go this way. I just took a gap year and it kind of sorted itself out on its own. But I'm so happy now that it's happened because, oh my gosh, the amount of opportunities, the amount of good people that I get to meet, the amount of love that I'm able to spread is just phenomenal, and it's something that like I never knew was my dream until it kind of happened. The way that I like to meditate the most is by focusing on a certain feeling. So you can either like, I like to imagine like a just bright white light. I find that really helps me just to find that clarity in space, and I feel it almost vibrating in me, which is really cool. And I also like to picture roots coming from my body going into the ground and feeling that grounding energy, that connectedness. Because sometimes you just feel a little bit lost in yourself, in your own skin, and I think that that kind of meditation is really good in particular because it kind of helps you realize where you are, who you are, how you live, you're human, you know, you're in this flesh, you're in this skin, and you're on this earth as a child of the earth. And I think it's really important to kind of remember that. Can you please talk about feminism? All right. I consider myself a feminist. I don't know why you wouldn't. I believe that there is still gender inequality in the world. And although it may not be as prevalent or as easy to recognize in our society, it still exists. It's another form of inequality, and I think that it's just ludicrous that people consider themselves not to be feminists just because the name holds I guess a negative connotation because of the way that some people have misused the term feminist because of how it sounds, female. But feminism in its entirety, intersectional feminism, is something that is so vital. And if your feminism doesn't include, you know, transgender people, people of color, men and women and non-binary, everyone, if your feminism doesn't include literally everyone, you're like, it's not feminism. Hey lovely, I would love to hear you talk about sacred sex, expectations around female sexuality, and casual sex. If casual sex can be healthy and sustainable for the spirit. That is such an interesting question, and I love talking about sex because I love sex. Okay, I believe that the female sexuality and all sexuality is so sacred, but the female sexuality has turned and morphed into this kind of monster that's just for other people. You know, girls can't be sexy just for themselves. Girls can't, you know, there's even this weird, I don't know how to properly explain this because I've never really even like formed a coherent sentence about it in my mind, but like, there's this weird taboo around female masturbation, which is so bullshit because, I mean, when you know yourself, you know yourself, you know, like, sex gets better, and sexuality and the female sex energy is so sacred and so special, and the fact that we're even shaming it, putting it into a box and saying that it's evil is disgusting in my opinion. I think that we should all be able to be open about our sexuality, and to be able to explore that and to be able to grow and learn, because that kind of energy has the ability to heal. That's not saying that casual sex is anything negative, and quite a few people do tend to believe that. I've had casual sex before, a few times, but like, in my opinion, it's just never as fulfilling as sex with someone that I really care about. But you talk about how painting helps you express your feelings, or just about what you're painting in general. Keep on glowing and being a goddess. You are so sweet and beautiful, thank you. So for me, my painting is not only an expression of my inner truth, my inner universe, it's also calming, and it also makes me feel connected to my creative essence. I love that I'm able to, like, through my kind of wacky, like, celestial, psychedelic shit, I can really connect with that side of me and open that up and transform it and see it manifested into this physical painting. Even if it's like a shit painting, it's still the most calming, beautiful activity like ever. I love it so much, and I don't know why. Like, it's grown on me so much. Yeah, my paintings to me are all about just who I am. They are just my kind of universe. I like to think that my paintings are kind of like an alternate reality, like an alternate universe, like this is happening somewhere. To hear you talk about horoscopes and astrological signs. Ooh, astrological signs. Okay, so if you guys, I'm just gonna start from the complete basic here and say that if you don't know anything about astrology, or don't know a lot about astrology, do your full birth chart. Basically, birth charts are where every kind of planet was aligned as you were born, and this can really translate into a lot of different aspects of your personality and who you are. And every time I've done them, they've been pretty accurate, so it'd be really interesting, even if it's like just, you know, not true at all, it's still a really fun activity to do. But so a really good website to do this on is Cafe Astrology. I've used this one for years and they've always been good. You just enter in your date of birth, the time that you were born, this is very important, and the location that you were born. And then it actually calculates it all for you, which is really amazing, and it'll give you about 20 pages of information if you don't know. Well, like, I kind of know a lot about signs off by heart and about planetary aspects and, you know, what each planet means in each sign, that kind of thing. But for those of you who wouldn't know, they give you like 20 pages of info about your whole like personality and stuff.